Good morning, good morning. Happy Thursday. Sorry I'm a little late today, guys. Sitting here messing around with my my calculator for my P&L. Here, I'll make this a little bit bigger here so you guys can see. But I had some questions about, like yesterday I was, for total points, it was listed as over 500. I think it was like 515. On Friday, it was like it was over minus 500. But so I had some questions asking if that was real, if that was, the real total points. And I knew that this was going to cause some questions the way that I'm trying to track the points here, because I'm trying to track points by these multiple take profit points, right? So I want to see like how many points I get at this take profit point, how many I get here, and I'm doing it per contract. So I'm putting in the number of contracts. Well, for example, I'm going in with 8 contracts. Let's just say that I took half off at 40 ticks, and then say I take the other half off, so it's 4 contracts at, then I have this calculator down here that I use. So I'd say 4 contracts at, say, 20 points, so that's 80 points. So I come in here and add the 80, right? And then say that I have a 40 tick stop loss. So that's 8 contracts at minus 80 points. So if you add all of that up per contract, this is what I've been doing, is I've been showing this number, the 40. And the more that I thought about that, the more that I thought that, well, if I just take that number and divide it by the number of contracts that I'm trading, then you get this number. And this is the number that I think everybody's expecting to see, based off of the number of contracts that I'm trading per trade. In reality, I made like 5 points on that, right? In this example. So yesterday, I'm just going to copy this. And so yesterday I had 515 points. I'm just going to go ahead and throw in 515 here, just as an example. And so in reality, yesterday, with 8 contracts per trade, I really made like 64 points, if that makes sense. So there, I'll go ahead and put that back. But again, I was doing that because I'm not trying to show a higher number of points. Like, I would prefer not to do that. I was trying to track it per contract for myself, not necessarily for you guys, but for me, so that I know which take profit points are the best. And like I said, it just didn't really occur to me that I could just divide that by the number of contracts that I'm trading. The only time that doesn't really work is if I change my position size throughout the day. So say I start off with 8, and then maybe later on I want to cut it in half and trade only 4 contracts. Well, then that gets all screwed up. So then we'd have to go back to this number. Anyway, so for now on, I'm going to show this number, which is, I think, what most of you are probably expecting to see anyway. So when I minimize this, you will see that number, which takes into account the number of contracts I'm trading per trade. So hopefully that will clear up some of the questions. But before I do that, here, I got to go and reset all this, because I got a late start today. I was up really late last night. I have not made any trades yet today. So I'm going to reset all of this back to 0. And there we go. Hey, Jwaz, good morning. Hopefully you Caught a little bit of that. Well, I got a late start here this morning, and I'm looking at the chart, and I don't know that I would have actually taken any trades yet if I'm following the same plan that I followed yesterday, which is to only take the trades that react off of a key level. So this one, now this was before, this is pre-market here in London session. So this is I would have to be up super early to take this one, but I might have taken this because we do have that pivot line. We closed above it, so that kind of negates taking the first tick down. But the second one, see how we kind of stay below that line. So I might have taken this one right here at 647. That would have been there. Just curious to see if that would have worked out. So yeah, would have taken, or got my 40 ticks there and the tick up from the lower power zone. I would have taken the rest off there. 15 3/4. So that trade would have worked. But you know, we got the VWAP way down here. We didn't actually touch the VWAP. We haven't taken out London high. We haven't taken out London low. The daily open's sitting down here. So kind of just stuck in the middle. We got our anchored VWAP here at 331.50, but we've been chopping that ever since we opened at 7 a.m. Central Time. On the higher time frames, the 15-minute is looking fairly bullish. The 5-minute and the 3-minute are looking bearish, though, so those aren't looking so hot at the moment. Let's go ahead and check out the news before we open here in 20 seconds. Got to refresh my timer to get the news. Pending home sales at 9, so in about a half hour. G20 meetings at 10:15. Not sure if that's going to do much of anything. Tomorrow we got core PCE price index at 7:30 and Chicago PMI at 8:45. That's it for tomorrow. All right, we are open. And we are ticking up from that lower power zone. We did touch that anchored VWAP, which is a key level. I just don't like that we've been chopping it since we opened, but let me go ahead and give that a shot here. All right, I'm long right there. Ooh, I was going to say my 40 tick stop is how I didn't even look at the ATR. The ATR is a 60. $40 ticks is way too way too shallow. Anyway, we'll chalk that one up as a loss. Again, the only reason why I took that is because we reacted off the the anchored VWAP, and we did touch that lower power zone, and technically that's a long. Guessing that ATR value is going to start popping up here. Good morning, Schroden. Quick review confirming I know the key levels. VWAP, overnight high and low, prior day high and low. Major intraday high-low swings. You know, I'm using these pivot lines. I'm referring to those as key levels. The anchored VWAP as well as the VWAP. Anchored VWAP anchored to the 7 a.m. candle Central Time. And yeah, previous day high, previous day low. And then those pivot lines. We never even got a tick down there. But if you're playing the playbook directly without taking key levels into account, this is a long right here. Like I said, you just need, I mean, ideally you want your stop to go under that low there. But even if you had your stop under that low, you would have got wicked out there. This is chop on the delta right out of the gate. IB and OR levels, you could use that. Did you get the daily open? Today, daily open is pretty much the London low down there. But that is definitely a key level as well. You know, I really like that onsen effects algo. That's what puts all these. Oh, and then the ADR level too. That one usually works pretty good. But yeah, this indicator prints all of that for me so that I don't have to manually go draw that out every day. Which is really nice. So there's previous day low. So this green line here at like 29.68, that's that average daily range. What prints the ADR levels is this Onsen Effects Algo indicator, Zeiierman indicator. This checkbox here, show ADR levels, show ADR value. So that's this green one. And I'm just using whatever these defaults are. So the daily set to 7, the length is set to 5. Not really sure how it calculates that. It says it shows the average pip range of an asset measured over a certain number of periods. Traders can use the ADR to visualize potential price action outside of the average daily move. When ADR is above average, it means that the daily volatility is higher than usual, which implies that the asset may be extending beyond its norm. But for whatever reason, price seems to react off of that too. So we did just get a tick down off of this pivot line, but we're so close to that London high. I would like to see that London high taken out. And we're back down to that anchored VWAP, so see what it decides to do here. Yeah, for some reason it's not labeled. It's just you got to identify it by whatever color you assign to it. Well, it looks like that one would have worked there, taking the this pivot line. So we got that tick down from the red zone after touching the pivot. And yeah, definitely would hit 40 ticks. So far it's down 41 points since then. Gosh darn it. Yeah, that would have worked out very nicely. Closing in on the VWAP here at 283.50. And we had our VWAP touch. Not surprised that we're dropping here. Like I said, the 5-minute and the 3-minute, those had bearish patterns. You know, this tick down here at 824 was a short. This one here at 833 was a short. On the 3-minute, the 824 was a short, and the 836 was a short. Good morning, K. John. And we just took out the London low. Getting some fat delta candles in there. Man, I wish I would have taken that trade up here. I'd still be in the second half on that. Just want to see what this would have looked like. So half off would have been the 40. And the next half would be the next tick up, which we haven't even had yet. So, jeez. Look at this. Look at what I missed. It's around 160 points since then with no tick up. Wow. Still going. 170. 177. That's crazy. Sometimes I have like a take profit set at 400. Usually it never gets that far. But yeah, that'd be 100 points at least if I was in there. ATR's at a 105. Wow. Look at that candle. That's a 15-minute candle there. There's the 30-minute. There's the hourly. It's ugly out there, guys. Here's the daily. That was that short that circled right there on the daily. February 20th, Thursday was a short. That was a week ago. Man. Still just tanking. What's Bitcoin doing? It's dropping too. Here comes the first higher low. It's flashing. A little bit of bullish divergence if that actually prints. Now, technically, we pulled up to this key level here. We did react off of it, but by the time we ticked down, it was way the hell down here. And I don't like entering that far away, especially from the 8 there, because we know it loves to pull back to the 8. I guess that is an option when you do get this next tick down like that. You can just go ahead and put a limit order on the 8. That would have been a nice entry. Jump on that wick there. It's fell another 50 points since then. ATR still rising at a 116 now. This is the hourly again. Pulled up to that 50, dropped, pulled back up to that 50, and we're getting that other drop here. If we take out this low from 2 days ago, that'll reach our average daily range. Yeah, that pivot line, that was the entry. Just not the most ideal one was at the top before we got started there, but then after we got rolling, it's almost too dangerous to get in with the ATR that high. You can still be right and get run over. Good morning, Stealth. Just took out previous day low. Nice, Stealth. I went long too, and I lost 10 points. My stop was too tight on that one. These are the trades that don't come around very often, and so you kind of kick yourself when you miss it. All right, we're closing in on that low from 2 days ago. Yeah, Stealth, the market really doesn't care what any of us think. But I tell you, the market seems to do the opposite of what the masses think it's going to do, that's for sure. If everyone thinks it's going to go up, it always does the opposite. Isn't that funny? Same thing in the crypto world. When everyone is saying that we're going to be going to the moon, it just never really delivers. Wow, that average daily range is already coming up here. 968 closing in. Bitcoin still dropping there. ATR's at a 132. There we go. Just took out the low from 2 days ago. Can we hit the average daily range? There we go. We just hit it. Let's see if we get a bounce here. So far, it's looking like it doesn't care about that. No bounce. Deltas are too fat. Yeah, it doesn't look like the sell-off is over yet, JWaz. Are you referring to crypto or everything? You know, if you look at if you just look at like the basic market structure, I mean, we're still making lower lows and lower highs. Still no sign of a turnaround other than we did kind of dip above the confirmation line here once. This is the second time. So I think we are close to a bounce here. This signal line, could see this coming down here a little bit more and then get our tick up and hopefully start heading up then. That's the hourly on Bitcoin. But if we go over to, here's the other thing. Look at the daily. Look at the daily. It's still falling with momentum. So, I mean, according to this, this could draw out for weeks. You know, no side of, you know, here's the 8 hour. This is where started getting short signals on the 8 hour. Once that delta crossed underneath, looks like Sunday, February 2nd, we've just been in a downtrend ever since. Here's the 4 hour down here. Again, we're getting some short signals up here. Delta falls underneath. And we've been underneath since, when did we cross? Like somewhere in here. It's like January 26th. Been in this long extended downtrend ever since. Well, we had this little pop-up. Didn't last though. But if I was just looking at the daily chart, I would say that we got some time before we see any sort of bounce. Any substantial bounce anyway. I had a little bit of hope that, so I have this anchored VWAP here, anchored on this low. And see how we came down, we bounced on it there. And I thought we would kind of find a little bit of support on there and bounce, but we did close under that on the daily. All right, we did put in a higher, here's the first higher low at 902 on NQ. That was right here. I think you still kind of need a giant stop to make that work though. Let's see. Oh yeah, 40 ticks looks like nothing. Would have got wicked out. Let's see what 80 looks like. 80 would have got wicked out. So, oh my gosh, the ATR is at a 147. You know, when the ATR is that high, it's just, it's almost like you're gambling at that point. Unless you got a giant stop and your position size is really low. So, I think for me, either wait for that ATR to come down or just call it for the day. This will probably end up going sideways after a move like that. I was going to let you guys know I got a bunch of other things I have to do today, so I was planning on having a short stream, but I wish I could have got some trades in there during that first half hour. But yeah, at this point with the ATR that high, I think I'm just going to walk away for a little bit, go get some other work done, and we'll check it out later. So be careful out there if you guys are jumping in with this high ATR, man. That's nuts. So we'll talk to you guys later. Good luck. Wait, today's Thursday. Yeah, I'll be on tomorrow morning. So we'll see you guys tomorrow morning. Take care, guys.
I said certified trend, watch that V-box stick. Trade so clean, got my profits real thick. Yeah, I use that VWI, volume weighted, that's the map. Hit my levels, never cap, big green candles, watch them stack. I'm in the zone, got my setup tight. VWL bouncing, entry right. Big lot size, no scalper life. Trend is strong, I hold all night. Market open, watch the tape, liquidity gon' set my fate. If it holds, I let it ride. If it breaks, I cut with pride. Midday chop, I step aside. Wait for trend and I decide. Be broke by magnet price. price aligns. Catch that dip, now watch it climb. Yeah, I use that view get volume weighted, that's the map. Trend confirm, I let it clap. Catch that move, no looking back. The mode is shift, I see it clean. Delta rising, bulls and steam. Volume high, trend is mean. New day high, that's routine. Market's wild, stay composed. Bounce, I double dose. Risk is tight, reward is vast. Let it run, no exit fast. Pre-market plan already set. If it's weak, then short's the bet. Buy is strong, but I'll adapt. Trade what's real, don't get trapped. No emotions, risk defined. Volvo telling me it's time. Big green candles, money stacked. Trade that volume, never lack. Market open, watch the tape. Liquidity gon' set my fate. If it hold it, he gon' set my fate. If it holds, I let it ride. If it breaks, I cut with pride. Midday chop, I step aside. Wait for trend, then I decide. Market open, watch the tape. Liquidity gon' set my fate. If it holds, I let it ride. If it breaks, I cut with pride. Midday chop, I step aside. Wait for trend, then I decide. Wide day chop, I step with pride. Midday chop with pride. Midday chop, I step aside. Wait for trend, then I decide. Vibe by magnet, price aligns. Catch that dip, now watch it climb. No emotions, risk defined. Volvo telling me it's time. Big green candles, money stacked. Trade that volume, never lack. Never lack. Whoa, 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 whoa. Yeah. Look back, momentum shift, I see it clean. Delta rising, bulls and steam. Volume high, trend is mean. New day high, that's routine. Market's wild, stay composed. Vow bounce, I double dose. Risk is tight, reward is vast. Let it run, no exit fast. Pre-market plan already set. If it's weak, then short's the bet. Buy it strong, but I'll adapt. Trade what's real, don't get trapped. Vibes keeps me sane. Baseline price, it runs the game. Overextended, I refrain. Wait for retest, then I claim. No emotion, hits get fine. Baseline price, it runs the game. Overextended, I refrain. Wait for retest, then I claim. Emotions, risk defined.